All right, welcome to video 2. Hello, I am Rachel. Okay, so look at this. Lucky me, I get to start with a blank calendar. Okay, so to start time blocking, what I want you to do is first start with your non-negotiables. So whatever came up for you as a non-negotiable, I want you to put that into your calendar. Okay, so for me, that was making sure that I go for a walk with the pups. So I sure that I get that in there, and I'll be right back as okay, so I have just added my non-negotiables. So you'll notice that so I typically work out in the mornings. So I have my morning workout in my calendar. And then I have a 15-minute walk with the dogs at 10 a.m. and at 2 p.m. And then if I don't feed my dogs at 5:15 on the dot, I will hear about it. And then evening time, 6 p.m., I make dinner, I do meal prep, I do chores, like just kind of do my evening stuff. So I put that in there. Okay, so now that we have our non-negotiables, now it's time to start thinking about your energy. And what are those energy blocks? Okay, so I know that my energy blocks are that I don't do meetings before noon, sometimes even 1 p.m. And the reason for that is because I do my best work in the morning. All right, so you will see that I have added focused work from 7 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. every single day. And I did it in a different color. So green is my energy block. So I just don't schedule meetings before 11 or before noon any day. Okay, so now I have some other ways that I think about my time and my calendar. Okay, so I also want to preface this with this didn't just happen overnight. Okay, I'm also working with a blank calendar here, so it makes it look way easier. But I decided early on that I, well, time out. I did not know that you could just not have meetings on certain days. And when I learned that, it made a world of difference. Okay. So I now have 3 days that I do not have meetings. And I do this because I am an introvert and the type of work that I do requires a lot of that deep thinking. And so I do need to have a lot of time to do that work. And so if I batch all of my meetings together, then I do have a couple of long days of meetings, but then I can really get some good work done on those days. Okay. So I don't have, so I just do block, block, lean, and it's important. So this says free. So I'm actually going to set it as busy because that is important. And then I'm going to repeat it weekly on Monday. Okay. So then I'm going to go right here, go to edit, and I am going to duplicate this. So then I can change it to Tuesdays and on Fridays. So change that to green, change that to busy, change that to repeat on Friday. Now, each one of us is going to have something different, but what's important is I know how I work. It took me a really long time to figure this out. And now I can, I kind of have my days figured out so that it works for me. you'll have to go through that same process. Okay, so so tomorrow you will learn why I blocked these different times. And oops. So now, what are some of my other energy blocks? No working after 6 p.m. Well, I put this here, so that kind of eliminates some of that work. And now I can start to put in the different projects and different tasks. So let's add, adding emails. So let's do check email and Slack. So let's repeat this. So repeating it as many times as you can, it works really, really well. So every day, we're going to do a half hour. Actually, we'll do 45 minutes because it does take some time. And then we'll do tangerine. And okay, so that gives you some time. Okay, so now you have these different blocks. Okay, now of course the focused work is where I can do different projects. So, this might be annual planning. This might be, planning all of my social media content for the month. This might, I might have different projects for each one of these. But now what I can do here is I can schedule different projects. So this is why it was important to find out how long it takes you to do each of your tasks. So you can see right here, I have about an hour and 15 minutes. So I don't want to schedule something here that I know is going to take me 2 hours. So putting something in here that, so what is something that I can put here? Okay, so I've gone ahead and started to fill out some of the different tasks that I'm doing, just knowing kind of about how much time different things take. So, write some thank you notes, do some social media scheduling. That's typically in the afternoon because that's more technical. Whereas if I'm doing writing and creative stuff, that might be in the morning because that's more planning and I use a different part of my brain. These are things that I know about myself now. So it's really easy for me to plan my schedule. Okay, so then I started putting in some of my meetings. Now, these are just a couple of the meetings that I have on a regular basis. So now you'll notice that I started shifting things around. So I have on Wednesdays, I am typically meeting with my productive executive director community. So that meeting is there, which means I had to, it looks like I completely eliminated checking my email, which, not the worst thing. But as you can see on Thursday, I moved it up to checking it first thing in the morning, which not that I love doing, but, maybe I'd actually move it down here to checking it just before lunch. So while you have kind of a set schedule, that does not mean that you can't be flexible. So, so adding in your team meetings, and then you can see that I do have some blank spaces here, which tomorrow I am going to show you how you can set up Calendly so that you can easily set up meetings. Okay, so one more thing that I want to show you. So before you totally dive into redoing your whole calendar, I want you to get into the Google Doc and really think about the weekly meetings that you are having. Write those out, okay? Think about the length of the meeting, the style of the meeting, what is the topic, and is it productive? So here's the thing. If you are having hour-long meetings with every single meeting, Does it really need to be an hour, or could it be a half hour? And could your half hour meetings actually be 15-minute meetings? So I tried this last year. I tried doing 15-minute meetings, and let me tell you, they worked so well. I got in, I was like, okay, what are we trying to accomplish? Bam, done. Did it work every time? No, but I saved a lot more time by reducing every single meeting from like no more hour-long meetings unless like we are going to be doing some real strategy. And then day and time. Like if you have meetings all over the place, what if you try to group those meetings together? Okay. So I do all of my meetings on 2 days at specific times so that all my meetings are grouped all together, and then I'm not bouncing back and forth trying to do big think, do some shallow work, then do some meetings. It really helps with that context switching. Okay, so there's weekly meetings, there's monthly meetings, and then if you move down here, this is just some technology and some boundaries. We can all use some boundaries around our technology, so if you want to add that in here, I just have a little worksheet for you. Okay, I hope you find this helpful. I look forward to hearing what you think about this lesson. Again, I know that this is much more robust than the other lessons, or especially yesterday, but this is definitely more robust than the next couple of days. So my challenge to you today is to really think of your schedule as a whole. Start thinking about all the different tasks that you are doing. Start putting them into themes and time blocking your schedule. Okay, good luck, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll be in the Facebook group if you need anything. All right.